All images and voices in this video are representational. However, these stories are true. Telling them is important in finding a way to support and help survivors.
In South Sudan, women and girls are unsafe. They aren't safe at night or during the day. They aren't safe at home, and they aren't safe in their communities. Rape is used as a weapon of war, even as this young nation desperately seeks to recover the hope that independence brought. Conflict-related sexual violence has led to another less obvious crisis: the trauma of children born of rape who are social outcasts. We warn you, these stories are disturbing, but they deserve to be listened to.
This first testimony is from a young woman who was gang raped. It's a harrowing tale that speaks to the isolation and stigma rape survivors often endure.
I was kidnapped from my area, and by the end of the day, many men, I lost count of how many, forcibly had sex with me. At night, I was handed over to one man. My mind couldn't take the trauma. My brother was killed in front of me. I saw my aunt shot in the leg, and then I was raped, repeatedly. How much can one person survive?
This young woman's tragedy only got worse when she delivered a baby girl while being forced by her abductors to kill on their behalf.
I don't know who my baby's father was. So many men have slept with me by then. It was pointless trying to figure out. She was just an additional burden. I looked after her when I could, but all the women taken by force, were made to do many bad things by our captors. We killed for them, slicing human bodies and removing internal organs.
She and her child are now back within her community, but their lives will never be the same again.
I stay with my relatives now, but they often insult me. They throw me out of the house at times, reminding me of the horrific things I have done to community members and all the pain I have inflicted. I keep insisting that I'm a changed person, but nobody listens. When I walk on the street, people point fingers at me, but I have joined a survivors group, and that is helping me. Whenever my mind becomes too full of negativity, I go to the center, and they help me figure things out. It isn't easy, but I'm still alive.
This next testimony from another survivor is hard to listen to. It's brutal, violent, and reeks of despair. But there is also hope somewhere in her words.
Both my parents were killed during civil wars, and I was an orphan. I was abducted on the way to school in the morning. I was beaten on the way, and somewhere in the middle of the jungle they took me into the bush, and I was raped by 5 men. I was in excruciating pain that whole night. In the morning, I was raped again. I got pregnant and delivered twins. I don't know who the father is.
Her story only gets worse and more unimaginable as she recounts the dehumanizing turn her life took once she was abducted.
We were made to kill a lot of people in the bush. I confess that I killed someone and removed his intestines. We used to eat their lungs and drink human blood in place of water. I was traumatized before I finally managed to escape.
However, even after she rejoined the community, her life didn't improve. Social isolation and stigma followed her relentlessly till she found a supportive network.
Nobody wants to see women like us in the community. They call us murderers. At some point, I got married and had another child. But when I told him my story, he abandoned me. It's been hard being a single mother, but then I heard about a center that supports the conflict affected. I found them and was trained in trauma healing. They also helped me start a small business so I can feed my children.
Sexual violence and conflicts have an intergenerational impact. Children born of rape in South Sudan do not have birth certificates because the identities of their fathers are unknown. Neglect and trauma have led to severe mental health issues. They have no rights. They have no hope. The recommendations handed over to the Secretary General's Special Representative for Sexual Violence and Conflict, Ms. Pramila Patton, by the Survivors Network in South Sudan focus largely on support for these forgotten children.
Despite the bleakness, there are small but significant efforts to usher in healing and encourage survivors to rebuild their lives. But much more needs to be done to replace those horrors with hope.